Hi guys, welcome to this video. In this video we're going to show you around this beautiful 1990 C4 Corvette. We're going to show you inside it, underneath it. We're going to go through every bit of the paintwork, the new leather interior, show you under the engine bay, show you that 5.7 litre V8. We're also going to take it out for a drive, show you how well this car drives. So what we'll do is we'll have a good look around it while it's just on the ramp at the moment, raised up so you can see just how good the paintwork is. So this car, when I got it, it was restored about 6 years ago, and as you will probably be well aware, with Corvettes, with them being fiberglass, they do suffer with micro blisters, and that's usually because they've been painted wrongly. So this thing was taken right down to the gel coat. Some of the gel coat was removed and redone with gel coat. And then every single inch of the paintwork was coated in 2-pack epoxy primer. That's completely waterproof. It's not like filler primer or ordinary primers. It's almost like epoxy glue. You know, it sets hard, and it completely stops all of the micro blisters and everything like that that come through porosity. It was then given several coats of filler primer over the top of that, those several coats of epoxy primer, then obviously dry sanded using Merkur 600-800 grit, and then it was coated with a solvent based paint, and then quite a few coats of 2-pack lacquer. That's been done 6 years, and I'm going to show you around every bit of it and show you that there is no micro blisters anywhere on this car. And they all look great in the photographs, they all look great in the videos, until you get up close to them. But this one, like I say, it's not been used a great deal, and you might say, oh well, it's been in storage, don't take it out in the rain, that's why I'm micro blistered. But during the time that this has been in here, I've had several that were restored several cars, metal and fiberglass, that were restored in the States that micro blistered and come through everywhere whilst in dry storage. It was shocking how bad they did actually go on because they weren't done right. This has been done right, so if you're thinking about keeping one for a while, this might be the car to have. Anyway, let's have a look around it, and we'll get underneath it, etc, etc. Right then guys, so the reason I wanted a 90 when I bought this car is because you get that classic, sort of almost classic Ferrari look to them, with that sort of straight front bumper. The 90s one, so it's like you get the 80s body on the 90 model. It's a crossover year, it only happened for 1 year, where you get the 80s body, but the 90s interior. And that's what I wanted. So they're quite a rare car of the 90s. So like I say, on the 91, you get like wraparound indicators and everything around here, which gives it doesn't have that sort of classic Ferrari look that this older one has. And of course you get the most important thing is those round Corvette rear lights, which, you know, for the purists is how they are. Now on the 90s model, you got square ones with rounded off corners. There's quite a few other differences, but I love the 80s body, but the 80s interior wasn't nice. It was like, I don't know, like slabs of concrete on the dash, whereas with the 90s model, you got that fabulous aircraft cockpit interior, which is all digital and everything, and on this car it all works. So yeah, anyway, we will start at the back. Generally when you get these cars, if they're going to micro blister anywhere, it's always up on here, because you get a bit of moisture in the boot or whatever, and then the old stuff was porous and it'd come through the paint, and you won't find a single one anywhere on this car. That obviously is the fuel cap. Nice original locking fuel cap that's on there. Nice stripes, done correctly for the Corvette. So this was UK supplied, so it's got orange indicators. The G12 Vet plate goes with it. These are States plates, so they're like done in the style of United States plates, but I've had the numbers done. You have a choice when you have these made. I had them done in UK style numbers. It's also reflective, which is correct for the UK, but we always call them show plates. But in the boot, I don't know if you can see, there is a proper set of UK ones, you'll see a swell on the bottom of there. It says Claremont Corvette. This was a Claremont Corvette, looked after extremely well mechanically. And when you get into this car and you start it up and you drive it, it's like a really nice modern car. You do not want to get out of it. It really does have a feeling all of its own. So anyway, we'll get down here. So this bumper corner, obviously there's no grazing or cracking or anything like that. No little sort of spider's legs or anything in the paintwork, you know, no cat's whiskers or other type of cracking. When you look up close, look, zero, absolutely zero micro blistering. And like I say, it's been done 6 years, as this. Beautiful arches. Really nice quarters. So the door gap on there is beautiful. And these doors operate fabulous. Better than it would have been from the factories, that door gap. All nice, like I say, around the arch. Under the arches as well. We're going to get underneath it. Beautifully restored wheels. And they're restored right up to the edge. Look at the edge there. Really, really nice looking wheels. If you don't like these, those are stuck onto the sidewall tyres, and you could remove them. But like I say, you know, excellent. So again, on this door, you know, nice straight looking door. This top edge here, again, where the micro blister and where the crack, it's all really nice looking door mirror there. Again, nice gaps there with the bonnet. These gills look very, very nice. Now, swell, one of the reasons you probably think, why does it look a little bit more sort of Ferrari looking than a standard C4 Corvette? It's because these are painted red. And they weren't just masked up and painted red. They were coated in the proper primers, everything else, so that won't just flake off like it would, and it's got a nice gloss like the rest of the car has. You know, they won't just, so like I say, it does look, if you're thinking, it does look a bit more Ferrari looking than most Corvettes, you know. And again, when you look across that bonnet there, you know, across these stripes are under the clear, you know, so they won't ever peel off or anything like that. Again, really nice on the arch there. Again, beautiful restored wheels. Like I say, we're going to get underneath it as well. Again, bumper corners and everything. No cracking, no cat's whiskers, no hairline cracks or anything. Beautiful nose cone with beautiful gaps all the way along. Again, that's quite rare to see that on these. You know, nice front end, you know, without being cracked or anything like that. No little fracture marks around here. Like I say, this paint job was done to last. And the ones that I bought from the States, that I'm redoing them, and they're getting the same treatment as this, even if they're steel cars. You know, they're getting the proper, you know, done properly. Look how nice and straight that front panel is. It's not all wavy. I mean, obviously these are, when they were produced, you know, obviously they were a bit of a sort of jelly mold car because it's just how they're manufactured. But again, you know, if you just sort of look at that front end, just how well that looks. Oh, my pal's little dog's coming in to have a look. Oops. So, again, nicely restored wheel. Beautiful edge of the bonnet there. Again, nice gills. No little cracks around the edges like you often find. Again, lovely straight door. Look at that door. You know, for a fiberglass car, that is extremely, excuse me, straight. Again there. Again across the bonnet. No micro blisters. We'll show you on the roof as well when we get it down. I'll drop it down and give you the top half, a tour of the top half. Again, look at that rear quarter, and up on top of here where you'd normally get all those micro blisters, you know, zero, not one, and there won't be either because obviously it's been done properly. Gel coat, epoxy primer. and it sounds awesome, this car as well. You know, the interior on it is beautiful. You know, it's all been redone in Italian red and black leather. You know, all new foam and everything in the seats. Such a comfortable car to drive. You know, and like I say, stunning interior. So, you know, that door card there, all good around the edges of the doors, all good around the doorsteps. Those are new carpets there on the doorsteps. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Lovely dash, uncracked. You know, nice center console. Like I say, that dash when it lights up is beautiful. And when you open the doors of this at night, all the interior lights come on, and same in the back. You know, you've got the lights up just, you can see just behind there. We'll show you where the hatch is and everything as well. It's got all the creature comforts. It's got all its air conditioning, electric seats, central locking, electric windows, everything like that. Like I say, beautiful door gap there. We'll quickly just go around the other side and I'll show you the interior again from that side. It's in with a few worthy stablemates. Is this car. These are all going for sale. This Bandit Trans Am, obviously the Corvette, my 70 Camaro, 68 Mustang, plus others. So yeah, you know, nice looking door card on this side. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Again, nice, all nice down there. Beautiful seats, and all lit up nicely inside. And then, like I say, that whole sort of aircraft cockpit thing. You know, we'll go into the hood in a minute. So, into the boot. There is that central locking. That's obviously manual button there. Electric windows, power mirrors, obviously power steering, power brakes. Again, all around this door is all really nice. Again, all around there, all really nice. Like I say, that door operates just nice. Oh yeah, so just inside here, that is the hatch release. Obviously, it is just glass that lifts up, and then there is another one just inside the console. That's the trunk release there. So sorry, I don't know if you can see that just there, trunk release there. So yeah, before you see this online, this movement that you see there in the steering column, that's the bush. They all wear on these because everybody pushes down on it to get themselves in or out, because they're a nice low sports car. And the bush wear, so I've got that in, that's going to be done. So it'll come with 12 months MOT. Obviously that'll have to be done for the MOT. So yeah, we'll drop it down a bit now and show you the top half. Okay. Okay guys, we're gonna have a look now from the top. So if we look back from here to get the reflection again, this is, like I say, I know I'm going on about micro blisters, but that's where they normally collect. Nice looking glass hatch. We'll pop that in a minute, and in fact we'll pop it now. So hang on, push it down, that was it. So these are new seals on here. Got a little bit of crack in there in the plastic, and there is a little bit of wear, a little bit of scorching on these. The carpets I haven't replaced in the back. You can get them, but I replaced the seals. Like I say, the weather seals are all good. So you have to give it quite a good firm shut when you shut it down. This cover comes out, which is why I've never really bothered with replacing the carpets, because I've always had that shut. You know, so. But you can get quite a bit of stuff in there if you need to. Obviously it's a sports car and not a you know, not a family shopping car, though like I say, it's very very nice to drive. So this roof, again, absolutely beautifully done. All around the edges, it's not chipped. Again, stripes are under the clear. You can hardly feel those, you know. Really nice roof panel. The headlining is white underneath it. So really nice across there. Again, you can just see a little bit better the tops of these doors. And, you know, forget about what these cars look like in the photographs. Go and have a look at one first and then look at this. You know, nice windscreen, no major chips or anything like that. That's a little bit of dust. Again, looking down that bonnet, beautifully done on the stripes under the clear. Again, no chips, no scratches, no cracking. All the corners, no cracking, there won't be, you know. It's all been done right, which is quite rare nowadays, you know. So we'll get onto the interior and the dash and everything in a bit. We're also going to get underneath it, show you the underside of the car, the exhaust, everything else like that. Thank you. Right, we'll have a quick look under the bonnet at that LS motor. Let's have a quick look. So, pull that there. That just lifts up like that and is supported like that. So underneath there, it's all really nicely painted. So original badge there, Chevrolet Corvette, Bowling Green, Kentucky. I don't know if you can just see that on there. All these pop-up headlights work. It's a shame you can't have them nowadays, but you can only have them now on the older cars. So yeah, it's all very, very nice underneath here. All in excellent condition. It's not all being tarted up as well with silicone and such like. All the original stickers and everything on there. New battery. So of course, being fuel injection, you don't have any, if you wanted a classic car and you don't want to have all that sort of running issues or starting issues that you get with the older carburetted cars, you know, this fires straight up. So obviously air conditioning, pump, everything's there. The engine is clap cold at the moment. It hasn't been started for maybe a few days, and I'll show you just how well that starts. So obviously that's the manifold there. It's clap cold, freezing cold. It hasn't been started today. So I'll just give it a quick whirl now. I'll show you how well that starts up. No smoke or anything like that. Nice clean exhaust. And when you get it out, it sounds beautiful. You saw those two little warning lights. Obviously that's just the handbrake and the, what do you call it, seatbelt warning light. And obviously we're going to take it out for a spin at some time, but probably next we'll show you underneath it. But always a good reliable starter, and like I say, it sounds awesome with that, you know, with that exhaust system, especially when you're going. Obviously it's on cold start at the moment. Anyway, we'll get it up in the air, we'll show you underneath, okay? Right, okay, let's take a look underneath here. So we've got stainless twin tailpipe on there on both sides. So if you didn't like those and you just wanted to put a single on, you could just disconnect it from there and then obviously just put a single on if you didn't like those. But I think they suit the car myself. So on this car you have a galvanized steel chassis, commonly known as the birdcage, and that goes all around the outside of the car, as you can see up there, and then it comes down, it goes behind. These are just plastic sill covers. You see how like there they say jacking point here, right? So those are just plastic. Underneath there is that chassis, right? And this is what gives it its superior handling, because it comes round, then the chassis comes out from behind the sills there, goes across, and it's all connected together at the front there as well. So that's why they have that outstanding handling. And just in case you didn't know, that they pioneered the use of solid aluminium suspension arms and calipers and aluminium drive shafts to obviously reduce the unsprung weight, obviously the part of the car that is below the springs, obviously to keep those wheels on the ground and not let inertia keep them going up and bouncing. So obviously it has that single semi-elliptical spring. I think the Bilstein shockers on these, I'm sure they are. This chassis is commonly known as the birdcage, you know, so because of the design of it. And it's a mixture underneath of steel and fiberglass. So the transmission tunnel is all steel, and that's connected through to the birdcage, or that sort of C-shaped chassis that goes around the outside. So, and everything's in good nick underneath here. You can see up inside the bumper, they're made out of a special moulded compound. Same with the front bumper. And so these floor pans here, these rear floor pans are made out of steel. Then when you get to the front part where your feet go, they're made out of fiberglass, and they're joined just there. So yeah, that's so we've got Hydromatic 4-speed gearbox with overdrive. Obviously the L98 V8 tune port injection V8, which takes these to 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds. And like I say, that there's such a rigid car with that birdcage chassis, which again is all in excellent condition, you know. And like I say, it'll come with 12 months MOT. And so yeah, everything's nice underneath here. You know, there's a little bit of surface corrosion to these aluminium parts, which you'd expect. You know, but all nice. You know, it's never had any welding on the steel components, and it doesn't need any. It's never been rusty or anything like that. You know, obviously there's little bits of surface rust here and there. You know, handbrake cable there, which, but yeah, you know, all nice underneath here. Again, up inside there, You can actually see all that from the top anyway. And again, just underneath there, and that core support for the radiator, you know, it's all in good nick. Again, aluminium suspension, aluminium calipers. Like I say, they actually pioneered that. Of course, so many of them use it now. If we just get underneath there, again, you can see everything is all in good nick. You know, right up into there. A little bit of overspray there on those parts. But you know, all as it should be, you know, but not messed around with. You know, just all still in good, sort of original looking condition. And that's it, guys. Yeah. Cheers. So we just removed the T-top. On these, they did away, because obviously they were going in for a rigid chassis with that birdcage chassis, right? They did away with the old clip-on one, and there are 4 little torque bolts that hold them in. So a little bit more of a faff than the C3, but in here is the tool. They all came with one of these little ratchet. You undo it with that, you remove it, and so on and so forth. So that is it. We'll probably take it out for a spin with these on. So these are new seals. They were all fitted when it was restored. As you can see, they're all really nice. Again, along there, you can see how well these lines have all been done. You know, and again on this side, you see how nice all that is. Like I said, all new seals. And then inside the T-top, those are door top seals, you know, that line up with the top of the window here. They're all new as well. So yeah, that's it, guys. well, we've got the sun on this car. Just show you how that bright red really pops. Well, sun's going in again now, but yeah, just a beautiful car. Okay guys, we're going to take this 90 Corvette now for a quick spin, just show you what it drives like. So let's give it a go, eh? It's got a lovely burble to it. Obviously we'll take it up onto the top road where we can just open it up a little bit. This is not a very good junction, this, so hopefully somebody will let us out. There's a hedge that grows just right out into the middle of the road. Sorry, into the middle of the path. But let's just see if we can get out. Yeah. Well, we've got speed bumps going on up this road as well, so let me just get the sun visor out of the way. Just take it easy over these speed bumps. I went over them quite well. Just open up a little bit along here, so wow, well that certainly blew the cobwebs off. I didn't realise it had as much power as that. Honestly, wow, that has got some serious pickup as this car. It tracks beautifully. I mean, these corners here, I've got there's big holes and such, like mid-corner. I don't know if you can see them there, look. Another one there. And it just tracks so nice. Hopefully this video isn't full of wind noise, but you can hear what I'm saying, or at least hear the exhaust, because it sounds beautiful. And obviously the sun, you know, in your hair and such, like wind in your hair. You know, just fabulous. So we'll just pull down into this side road here.